So this is the first quote. There will be a lot of quotes in this course, and as I told you, I expect you guys to boost your evolutionary performance by understanding your friendships, your relationships, and I expect that it will be great for you. Okay. First of all, I will have a presentation here. I knew conscienciology in 2002. It means I was 9 years old when I first met conscienciology. Um, I in this time I saw very often extraphysical consciousness. I had a lot of lucid projections, and at this time, my brother was in the first course in conscienciology, a course of persistology. And at this time, I was very, very, very afraid of consciousness. And he came from his courses by night, and I was woke up with a lot of fear. And he always explained me about this consciousness, about what was happening to me. And since I was 9 years old, I was uh, in contact with this kind of subject. Okay. When I was 18 years old, I started volunteering at Conscienciology in Curitiba, my hometown. And since I was 18 years old, I am studying about human relationships. This is my field of research. And when I was 21 years old, it was in 2013, Professor Mario Oliveira, I don't know if everyone know him, but in 2013, he gave me this challenge to make my own course about the evolutionary friendships. And so I started to read about it. I bought like 30 or 40 books about relations, about friends, and I started to officially um, study and research about it. I wrote about 4 articles about this subject. I'm actually right now I'm writing a book about this subject, and I have a little experience with the subject. So make everybody needs to be comfortable to ask questions and interact. Okay. Um, the course will be held in 3 hours, and basically we are there are these three topics, these main topics. I will give you guys an introduction, and then we'll talk about types of friendships, and then how to qualificate your friendships. Okay, this is the main subject about this course. I will give you 10 minutes of break in the middle of the course. And first of all, I will talk about the evolution of conviviality in human history. Oh, before that, I will tell you guys that this is my first 3 hours course in English. My English is not 100%, so I will ask you guys to be a little patient with me, just in case I forgot some words or neologism. But I will try to give my best here. Okay. So first of all, the human being was a nomad species. About 3 million years ago, there are some researches, some studies that tells the human long time ago, um, the human being didn't live in groups. They were solitary. They live alone in the nature, alone in the forests. Uh, I will tell the what's the book in a few minutes that tells about it, but there are some researchers that estimate that it happened like 3 million years ago when human beings started to realize when when they were together, when they worked as a team, they could take advantages. So they started to realize when they hunt together, when they throw rocks, when they throw spears at the same time, they could hunt bigger animals. They could protect each other. They could live in bigger groups, and it was better for their survivor. So it happened like 3 million years ago. And since 3 million years ago until now, our societies evolved uh, and started to live in bigger structures, started to live in bigger groups. And until now, we evolved a lot. About 12,000 years ago, the humanity passed through a very big revolution, and the human beings started to 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 do the agriculture. And the agriculture was is considered one of the biggest revolutions in the human history, because in when started the agriculture, humans started to live in a bigger group, in bigger groups, and started to create the first structures in our society, like politics, uh, different jobs for different people. So it happened when started the agriculture, like 10,000 years before Christ. And about 5,000 years ago, uh, we have the first registers of writing. So this was one of the biggest revolutions in human history as well, because when they started to write, they could register what was happening. And we just know about this stuff because they write it and evolved the writing, so we could come nowadays. And I researched a project, a Google project that is called Inside Google Books. In 2010, they estimated that in planet Earth was about 129 million books. So the humanity evolved to write 129 million books in 2010. Today, in 2022, they estimate that we have about 150 million books on Earth. I show this to you guys just for you to know how our society, our humanity evolved in this million years of evolution. Um, so today we have like about 150 million books, and despite all the advances, human relations remain a major challenge. Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys agree that human relations is a huge challenge for everyone? So I have a question for you guys here. And I will write down what you guys are going to answer me, okay? Despite of all these advances, million years of evolution, why is it so hard in 2022? Why is it so hard for us to deal with other people? Why nowadays in 2022 is so hard to deal with human relations? Could you guys answer me this? What kind of challenges we have today? What kind of challenges or difficulties we have today to construct better relations?
Leo, Anna raised her hand.
Yes, Annie.
Okay.
Yes, I think it's so hard to, before that, good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
And I think it's hard to deal with people because we have different opinions, we have different beliefs, and some people, they don't understand that we are different and we are in different evolutionary time to moments. And some people, they don't understand that. So they want that we are in the same level of evolution and they want that we have the same beliefs or background. So that's what I think.
Different backgrounds. Someone else?
Different habits.
Different habits. What else?
I think it's a question of trust and also a question of our own interconsentiality.
Different trusts. Okay.
I think that books are theoretical, so we need have be practical, and we need live the relations. The knowledge that are in the books are not enough, I think.
Yes,
1%,
perfect.
1% of theory and 99% of practice.
Yeah, this is a huge question, Danny, because what people put in a book is theoretical. You can read the best book in the world about self-research. You can read the best book in the world about relations, about friendships. You can read the best authors. But if we don't put this in practice, it is impossible to qualify our relations. This is a huge question. The book I read is just a tool. I can use this tool or not. I can read this book and tell people what is inside this book. And even then, I can not put this in practice. Relationships, friendships are 100% practical. Anyone else?
Yeah, there are in chat box. Cloud said different values, and Maria Cristina said the evolution of conviviality is very different. Annie comments different cultures, and Maria Cristina again, the moment evolutive is complication.
I don't have enough space here. Wait a minute. Cultures. What else?
Let me see. Cultures.
I have one topic here that similar what Danny said, but I have to put here. Do you agree with that?
For sure.
Emotional reactions. Because let's think about it. When I read a book, I am not changing my emotions. I'm just thinking about it. But in practice, when I started to deal with people, we have our emotions involved. And the emotions are one of the big villains in relationships. So, one of the big points here is that we have to understand our emotions, understand ourselves, understand our backgrounds, our habits, our trusts, our values, our beliefs. Every all this stuff you guys put here influences our emotional reactions. I will show you guys a video here.
Leo, we can think
Sorry.
about trauma as well.
Traumas, of course. Traumas. Everybody, every each of one of we have a huge background, and it influences directly our relationships. And these emotional reactions leads us to when it comes to relationships, we we behave like tribes, literally like tribes, as we are living about 5,000 years ago. This is very, very, very deep in our brain, in our mind, in our consciousness. We act like tribes. And I want to show you guys a video here so you guys can think about it. Okay? Just a moment. Can you guys see the video?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play here.
If you've spent any time on Earth, you might have noticed that humans are not the most rational of creatures. We make decisions based mostly on emotions instead of facts, and a lot of times we're guided by tribal instinct. Part of the problem is that the human brain evolved to help us survive, and not necessarily to help us be factually accurate. So we often respond better to social and tribal dynamics than to intellectual analysis. For example, if someone's tribe believes that Obama is a secret Muslim born in Kenya, that person probably thinks the hard proof of his US birth certificate is fake. That conclusion is neither rational nor accurate. But from a tribal perspective, it makes sense. It's safer to agree with your tribe and stay united ideologically, even if you're wrong about the facts, than to disagree and isolate yourself. Another part of the problem is that our brain is constantly protecting our worldview and sense of identity. So when our worldview is challenged, that same part of the brain that processes physical danger gets activated. This is why people sometimes react so aggressively to information that proves them wrong. And this is why it's often so hard to have an intelligent political debate. Several studies have also shown that there is a backfire effect that happens when people encounter facts that contradict their current beliefs. They actually become more convinced of their original ideas. So fighting ignorance with facts is like fighting a grease fire with water. It seems like it should work, but it actually just makes the whole thing worse. Lastly, there's the problem of lack of empathy. Several studies have found that when humans are divided into groups of any kind, we instinctively become less empathetic to members of other groups. That means that for survival's sake, we might instinctively empathize less with other races, other nationalities, and even other sports teams. This instinctive dehumanization of other groups is what makes things like slavery and genocide possible in our society. So, what can you do? If you want someone to consider factual information that clashes with their beliefs, first you have to prevent their brain from seeing you as a personal threat. So, look for ways to identify the person as part of your tribe and you as part of theirs. Hey, we're part of the same family. Hey, we're both parents. Hey, we both still play Pokemon Go. Whatever. Anything that communicates that you're part of the same tribe. That's the first step. Second, consider the possibility that you may be wrong. Maybe the facts are not on your side, in which case admitting it will help you model to the other person that it's okay to be wrong. I understand that none of this is easy or smooth, but if we want to continue to function as a stable society, we have to learn to get past our own natural biases. Only when that happens, we will be able to move forward towards a better future. Peace.
So, what do you think about it? Interesting video, huh?
Pamela raised her hand. Go ahead, Pamela.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I think this video is giving one of the main situations about the relationships, because sometimes we really don't think, and it's like quite a basic thing, but when we stop to think and put everything in a rational pattern of thought in our minds, we can find or even to be near the best way to relate with others. I think we act
Yes.
so much only with the emotions and instinct.
I will give the link of this video later, but the name of this video is "Why Facts Don't Convince People." So, as we have tribal behaviors, the facts doesn't mean a lot. We can see this in political debates. Here in Brazil, we have a difficult time about political, and we can see this clearly in political debates. You have a fact. You try to give this fact to the other person, and it doesn't mean a lot because the person doesn't really want to check this fact. The people, this doesn't happen only in politics. This happens in all kinds of subjects, but people feel safe to believe in something because this person have a group or a family or friends that think the same. So when I start to question this kind of belief, um, it's like I am betraying my tribe. It's like I'm betraying my group. So I I don't open my mind to other opinions, to other ways of thinking, because If I do that, if I question, I'm not question the fact. I'm question my group. I'm question my tribe. I'm question the people I love. And that means I can be alone. I can be alone. If I tell my group that I'm no longer with this opinion, I'm alone, I'm no longer with this belief, I'm very, very afraid of being alone. So that's the main subject about this video. Anyone else want to say something about this video? No? Can I go on?
Leo, could you change your share screen? Because we are seeing like black spot on your screen, in your screen.
My screen?
Yeah, just need change to without optimize to video clip, you know?
Oh, okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So let's talk about some impact of friendships on human life. Okay. I brought here research in Harvard University that is being researched since 1937. It means this study has already 85 years old and is still being researched. So it's considered the biggest study about human health in Harvard University. And the main question about this study is, what is the most influential factor in human health? And when they started to make this research, they thought it will appear sleep, food, habits, money, this kind of stuff would impact the most our human health. But after 85 years of researches, they realized the most important fact in our health is friendship. The most influential factor in human health are friendships, and they are very specifically not family, not your work, not your food. Is the most influential factor is our friendships. And why is that? I will bring some results of this research. And the first thing here, the research shows that friends are the most powerful source of oxytocin production. And oxytocin decreases our heart rate, blood pressure, induces and improves our sleep quality, relieves stress, increases feeling of pleasure and well-being. And friendships are the strongest producer of oxytocin, more than family, more than your son, more than your parents. Why is that? Because when you are relating with a friend, you are the friendships are the relations that I can be myself more than any one other relation. And when I have a new relation with a friend, when I just met a new friend, this is the most when I start a new friendship, the production of oxytocin is the biggest of all kinds of relations. Other results here of this research. Those who have a friend at work feel 7 times more involved and more happy in your work. If you have a friend that is obese, you have 45% more risk to be obese. If you have a friend that starts smoking, you have 61% of risk to start smoke. If you have a happy friend, if your friend is happy, you have 15% of chances to be more happy. So friendship has been ranked as a top priority by your brain to to have the same behaviors through mirror neurons. So we have this with our family, we have this with all kinds of relations, but the most is friendships. Is it clear for you guys? This presentation. So this research.
Yes, I have a question, Leonardo. Uh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Why the bad things increase more than the good things? I don't know if a coincidence.
No, it's not coincidence, and this is a very important question actually, because our friendships. You have a friend, okay? That doesn't mean it will bring just good stuff for you. When we start to talk about the types of friendship, you'll see that we don't have just the evolutionary friends. We have some kinds of friends that doesn't have just good points in these friendships. And why does it happen? Because our friends impact us in every areas of all the areas in our lives, and our friends influences us to be ourselves, influences to be more authentic, influences to do what we want to do. So it could be good or it could be bad. There are partners in crime, for example. I influence my friend to use drugs. Is it a good type of friendship? I can influence my friend to commit a crime. I can influence my friend to have self-destructive behaviors. When I'm with a friend, and I think all of you guys have experienced that, when I'm with a friend, I feel free to do all the stuff I want to do. It could be good, it could be bad. Do you agree with that, Jairo? So we'll see this in the types of friendships. We will go deeper in this question, but the fact is your friendships influences your life more than family, more than your parents, more than anyone. Because your parents, we know that we choose our parents and our family before we're born, okay? But our friends we are choosing now, and our friends we choose by affinity. Our friends we choose uh, to live right now with them by our affinities. So we connect with the friends by affinity, by what are my tastes, what do I like to do, what are my hobbies, what are my musical preference, what are my the way I see life, the way I see the world. This is the kind of stuff that connects me with my friends. So when we connect to a friend by anti-cosmoethical behaviors or by negative stuff, it will influence me to do bad things. I think Annie raised the hand.
Yes, I have a question. You said that our friends influences us, but if the friend has some negative habits, but he has also they have also very good habits, and we try to connect through them through the good habits and try to ignore the bad habits. What's your opinion about that? Because my best
Yeah,
friend, for example, he's a genius. He's very intelligent. He's very good for professional academical things, but he does some anti-cosmoethical things like smoking weed, for example.
yeah,
So
that's a very good question.
thank you.
Annie, could you please wait a little bit because I will talk about avoidable friendships, and
Okay.
we'll talk a lot
Perfect.
about that, and it
Okay,
will
thank
be great to answer your question, including I will give you a technique to
Ah,
identify when is the moment because sometimes it's very difficult to see that. I have the good points, I have the bad points, but when is it time to avoid this friendship? Sometimes it's very difficult to think about that.
I
Um,
have some question for maybe for the end about the people who is isolating themselves and trying to avoid friendships. About your opinion.
this is a synchronicity because the next slide here
Oh,
is just about this
oh,
subject.
perfect.
So
Okay,
we
thank you.
have this book here. I have a physical book here, but just in Portuguese. But if you guys want, this is a very, very good book. The book is called Together, and the author is Vivek Murthy. Vivek Murthy was a Surgeon General of Barack Obama, and he's a doctor. And he wrote this book because when he was attending people in as a doctor, he realized there are a lot of people showing loneliness, and he started to do a research. This is a great book because he brings a lot of researches and studies about this, about loneliness. So the title of the book is The Healing Power of Human Connection in a Sometimes Lonely World. And this is a very good research because he starts to show us how the loneliness can make us sick. We have millions and millions of years of evolution, and are not our brain is not prepared to be lonely. When we are lonely, this brings a lot of bad things to us. Um, we start to we don't produce some harmonies, and we started to be sad. It increases the chances to have depression. So he brings is like about 100 pages of different studies about that, and I strongly recommend this book for you guys. And in this book, he told us about the 3 million years ago, about the throwing rocks and throwing spears, and the humans started to realize they could live better as a group, as a team. Some other points here to about the impact of friendships. I have some quotes here of some authors. These quotes are from Cicerus. He was a Roman orator and philosopher, and he told us 2,000 years ago. He told us that life is nothing without friendship. Friendship makes prosperity more brilliant and lightens adversity by dividing and sharing it. And friendship is the only thing in the world concerning the usefulness of which all mankind are agreed. Cicero said that money and social status and all the stuff we have in our society is not agreed by everyone, but everyone agrees that we need friends, that we need this connection with other people to have a good and happy life. We have some quotes here from Epicurus. He was a Greek philosopher. And of all the things which wisdom provides to make us entirely happy, much the greatest is the possession of friendship. It is not so much our friends' help that help us as the confidence of their help. So this idea is that we don't need actually, literally, we don't need the help of our friends. We just need to have the security that when we need our friends, they will be there. It's the idea of this quote. What helps us most in our friends is not the help, it's the confidence and the security. Then, when we need this help, our friends will be there to help us. And this have a strong, a powerful uh, kind of therapy for us. Of all the means to ensure happiness, through the whole life, by far the most important is the acquisition of friends. This is a 2,500 years ago quote. We have some quotes of Confucius. He was a Chinese philosopher. Never contract friendship with a man that's not better than thyself. Uh, this is an idea similar of the question Jairo asked. If I have friends that are not better than us, we are probably doing bad stuff. We are if we have bad friends, we probably will be influenced to do cosmoethical stuff. It's more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them. So this is a quote with idea, the idea, a more philosophical idea. It's better it's like a cosmoethical idea. It's better uh, to be deceived by our friends than deceive them, than distrust them. And the last quote here: I do not want a friend who smiles when I smile, who weeps when I weep. For my shadow in the pool, I can do better than that. So a friend, a true friend, an evolutionary friend, uh, show us when we are not doing well, show us when we are not acting with cosmoethics. So I brought some quotes here to just to think about. Okay, I brought an idea here. This is an important book for people who studies about friendships, with name Anam Cara. Anam Cara is a Celtic expression, but when Celtics called spiritual friends, soul friends, here, soul friends. And this idea of Anam Cara is that friendship are bigger than this intraphysical life. We have friends from other lives, and we have extra physical friends. And this is a very interesting idea. Uh, we have here in this very rare book, a book of Celtic wisdom. Is very difficult to find this book. But they had this symbol to symbolize friendships. The heart represents loyalty. The hands holding the heart here represents loyalty, and the heart represents love, and the crown represents loyalty. So this is the symbol for friendships to the Celtics, and they had a pray here. Then they repeated this pray to their friends. Uh, to you, I can open my heart and share my innermost self. I can trust you to accept me for who I truly am. As we awaken to our inner light and beauty, our soul flow together as one. So this is a pray of friendship to the Celtics. And I brought some Valdo Vieira quotes. The advantages of friendships are invaluable. All conscience need friends and the cultivation of friendships. And sincere friendships makes the debate useful, amplifies affectivity, and intraphysical consciousness feel as if they were in a evolved extraphysical communities in the condition of extraphysical consciousness in terms of Curso. If you guys had some evolutionary friendships, I'm sure you guys have already had this experience. When you are talking to evolutionary friend, you feel like you are in a evolved extraphysical community. The energy changes, and you transform in a in a more intelligent person. Have you ever feel like this way? Can someone share an experience with this kind of situation? Someone?
Pamela and Dina. Go ahead, Pamela.
Okay, I think the best friends which I have in my life, I faced this kind of different atmosphere, like a medical situation, completely different.
Yeah.
The best friends, not just simple friends, like people which changed the pattern of my life. And they many times they show the things which we cannot see, our mistakes, our failures. It's quite like that.
Yeah. Well, one day I was in a coffee with evolutionary friend, and we created a pattern in this conversation. We were in a shopping mall, and we started to talk about evolutionary stuff and conscienciology and our difficulties, our diversities in life, and just passed about 5 hours of conversation, and we didn't see the time pass. It was very, very impressive, and people it's like we forgot we were in a shopping mall. It's like we forgot there were people uh, in our side or passing through us. We just like we were like in a bubble, and we didn't see the time pass. It was like 5 hours of conversation, and it was very impressive. This kind of pattern and this bubble we created is very impressive when we are talking to a rare friend.
And Dina?
Oh yes, I visited Foz do Iguaçu this year in August, and I think that the most impactful experience that I had in this life was to meet my friends from there, people that I haven't met before this life. But the very first feeling that I had when I met them was that I was knowing them for centuries, and well, it was a very different feeling, different from everything else that I have experienced in my life. More deeper and different in nature, in its nature. Absolutely amazing. It's a mixture of psychosomatic and mental somatic, let's say, feeling and thoughts and so on. Well, probably they are, you are, we are all evolutionary friends from the intermissive course, and for who knows how many lives.
What a strong experience you brought us. This is very nice, and this is just what I was telling you guys about the impact of a conversation with evolutionary friend. When you are talking to a friend like this, is like it's like you are in a extra physical community, right? Did you feel this way? The ideas goes deeper and faster, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
When you came to Foss?
In August, last August.
In August.
Yeah.
And you don't have friends like this deeper in your country?
No, I must admit that I don't have. Not this type. It's very different. Yeah. No, I have very good friends here around me. People who, people I meet. I speak with them, and we share many common things. But what I lived there, it was very different.
Very nice. And we have the lucky to have the technology nowadays, because with technology you can keep in contact with these people, right? And you will be always welcome to come to Foz. I live in Foz, and
yes, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I had met people online before, but the download took place when we met face to face.
Yeah, it's really different. I need to agree with you, but you have more opportunities to come here, and who knows, when you start to give lessons in of conscienciology in Romania, right? You live in Romania?
Yes, I live in Romania. Yes.
Probably will appear some evolutionary friends.
Yes, right.
It will appear.
Great.
Because we were talking about this. We connect to our friends with our affinities, and when we start to think about it and study about that, it starts to appear people with this pattern. I'm sure it will happen. Okay.
Leo, Claudio commented in the chat box. The friendship of the cousins of those who grew up with those who had complicity and then changed. But I try to keep it. Just a comment.
It's a very personal situation. I have many types of cousins that I grew up with, and some cousins I don't have connection anymore. There are some cousins I have a strong connection until today. So what I expect, as I was saying in the beginning of the course, is that you guys have more tools to analyze this kind of situation, because there are situations that values the investment. There are people that are just waiting to start a new life, to start to think about more evolutionary stuff. And there are people that we don't have much to do. People are so deep in their anti-cosmoethical behaviors, and it will be impossible to rescue this person. So we have to analyze every case and have the empathy and the knowledge to when invest in this relation and when we don't have much else to do.
There is another comment. I don't know if
Yeah,
you...
go on.
Claudio, again, one thing is the friendship of complicity and another of values. This friendship, Confucius speaks of having more involved friends or cults of advanced values is quite different. It's one thing for you to find your group. Another is the people of the past and the school of childhood.
Yeah, this is a completely different types of friendship. But we're just coming to the point in the course where we will talk about this. So let's go on here and to the slides, okay? So we will start here to talk about the types of friendships. And basically, in this research, I put three basic types of friendships. They are the common friendship, the avoidable friendship, and the evolutionary friendship. This is obviously didactical because sometimes we have a friend in more than one type, and not every time is so easy to classify a friendship, but we divide this in kinds of friendships to be more didactical to the research and to this course. Okay, we will start with the first type, the common friendship. Okay, the common friendship is based on affinity and affection. In other words, I like this person. I have affinities. I have same tastes of this people of this person, but I don't have too much intimacy. I am not very proximally to this person. Usually, this kind of friendship are the latest friends. The new friends are the common friendships. As a coworker, a classmate, a colleague. Um, so I have affection, I have affinity, I like this person, I have some same tastes, we like same things, but I'm not close, I'm not too close of this friend, but I like him. And obviously, this type of friendship are the more numerous and superficial. So I think all of you guys can count in a hand how many real friends or deep friends or true friends or revolutionary friends you can count on a hand. But the common friendships, we have a lot. We have like hundreds of common friends in our lives, in our work, in our university, in our groups. We have hundreds of common friends. But an important thing here is that when we start to research and study about these groups we have in our lives, we realize that this group is the largest target audience to assist. So I have my close friends, I have my evolutionary friends, but my audience to assist in our common friendships. So I started to study about psychism, for example. So about bioenergies. I will I will have, I will create some courses. I will start to interact with hundreds of people when I'm talking about bioenergies. But not every one of these hundreds of people are going to be my evolutionary friends. So I will meet several people. I will meet a lot of people, and these people are going to be my common friendship. And these kind of friendships, these kind of common friendships can evolve to the other types. When I start to, as I said, a common friendship has affinity and affection, but these friends are not too close. But sometimes we start to be more close to this person. We start to evolve this intimacy. We start to evolve this friendship. And this common friendship can evolve to avoidable friendship, or this common friendship can evolve to an evolutionary friendship, or this common friendship can evolve to enemy, for example. Sometimes it happens some things that I don't longer have affection for this person. He's now my enemy. So the common friendship can evolve to many different things or not. The common friendship can stay like a common friendship for the rest of my life. Okay? Some important points here. Building common friendship is a practice that should not be trivialized. Why is that? Because every common friendship I have can evolve to an evolutionary friend. So, as our friend Adina is this way, the pronunciation Adina. As Adina said, here we are in a course. We have like how much? We have 17 people here in this class today. Today we have several new common friends here. But when Adina come uh, another time to Foz do Iguaçu, she can meet personally, uh, I don't know, like 3, 4, 5 persons that are here in this class. And this common friendship can evolve to an evolutionary friend. So not this practice don't have to be trivialized, because every common friendship has the potential to be an evolutionary friend. When we meet a common friend, we don't know much about this friend. We don't have too much intimacy with this friend. But when we start to have more intimacy and know deeper this friend, we can discover a lot of affinities. We can discover a lot of things we have in common. So this is the way to evolve to a deeper friendship or closer friendship. Okay, we are good until now. Do you want to comment something? Just a minute. I stopped. Wait a minute. We are good? Okay. So let's talk a little bit of avoidable friendship. This is important subject, and we will start to talk about the question people brought. So the avoidable friendship are the consciousness that like each other, but the results of this relation are harmful for both or for one of the evolved in this relation. Okay, could be harmful for one person or could be harmful for everyone involved in this relation. The avoidable friendship, this is important. The avoidable friendship is not your enemy. Enemy is someone that I don't like. I have some problem with this person. But an unavoidable friendship is not your enemy. An avoidable friendship is usually someone that I like and someone that I want to be near. I want to be close of this person. Sometimes it's very difficult to see, to realize that this person are being harmful for me, or I am being harmful for the other person. Sometimes it's very difficult to realize that. So this is important definition. The avoidable friend is not an enemy. It's someone that you want to be near. I put a quote here: an honest enemy is better than a false friend. Because why is that? Because an enemy, you know the intention, you know what is happening in this situation, you know what is happening in this relation. But a false friend, sometimes you don't realize that your emotion reacts and your tribal behavior, as the video told us, your tribal behavior clouds the situation. Sometimes it's very difficult to see that someone is an avoidable friendship. And the last one here: should be avoided due to damage to your life. There are many examples in our lives. I'm sure you guys have some examples of that. When we don't realize someone is damaging our life and being harmful for us. You guys have any example of that? I think this is important if you could bring some example, because um, I think this is an important subject to discuss.
Annie,
Do you have any example of someone that were being harmful for you, but uh, you you longed like years and years and years to realize that?
Yes, I have a friend from my childhood, and we were always together and sometimes not so together. But the problem is that every time that we join, that we want to talk about, she's so negative, she's so pessimist, and she has so she has so negative
Behaviors.
not behaviors, but feelings and thoughts.
Thoughts. Oh, okay,
That
those things.
I'm like a sponge. I don't know how to say that in
Yeah,
English.
a
I'm
sponge.
like a sponge, and I absorb everything, and then later I'm sick. I'm intoxicated. Just because she
This is
always complaining and asking for my advice, but I try to help, but I can't, because I get all the sickness and get very, very bad.
and this is a very, very important experience you brought us, because think with me, okay? You have a friend that sometimes, every time you meet this person, they start to put some negative bioenergies and put some negative dosines, and you are like contaminated with that. Some things we have to when you go to a self-research, okay, I will try to help you to think about that. When this person uses you to to tell about her life and her problems and her uh, adversities, this is a ask for help. This is a ask for help. Probably this person didn't do this with everyone. This person choose you to do this. I'm not telling that you had to keep this relation or you have to avoid this relation. I'm not telling this, because every case is a different case. But what you, I think what you have to think about this situation is one important point, that when I decide to avoid this friendship, because it's very difficult to know the perfect timing for that. But there is a perfect timing for that. We have a difficult to realize that, but there is a perfect timing for that. When someone asks for my help, when we change energies with other people, uh, this is a very common situation. We are all the time exchanging energies with other people. When a friend come to me and throw this negative energy for us, the first time we have to do in this situation is try to help this person. If I know how energy works, and if I know this person came to me to ask for help, I will try to do a vibrational state. I will try to understand what is happening. I will try to help this person with her problems. I will try to clarify these questions for this person. I will try to teach her how to work with the energies, and I will try it one time. I will try it 2 times. I try 10 times to help this person to be better, to be more clarified about all this stuff. But sometimes we don't have strength for that. For that, sometimes we cannot. Sometimes we really don't support this interaction anymore, and this starts to make us sick. So every relationship has different aspects we have to analyze, but it will come for a time that you literally don't have the sufficient strength to deal with that. And this is the perfect moment to at least for a time you avoid this friendship. I will avoid, but the important thing is I will avoid this friendship for 1 year, for 5 years. In this 1 year or 5 years, I will evolve myself. I will evolve my capacity of work my energies. And then I will reconnect with this person more evolved, more with more strength to support this. And so in this situation, I will probably will help this person.
Yes, that was I tried. I tried to help a lot all the time, all the time, all the time. And she was always asking me for my time. When I was very busy, she doesn't want to understand. She just wanted to take my time, and I always explained it. No, I don't have time now. We can talk later, but she couldn't understand. So that was a moment that I was helping, and then I started to get sick, get intoxicated from the energies and from this thing to ask all the time for my time, and then I needed to avoid.
You did it very well, and if you started to be sick, it was the perfect time to avoid this friendship. But always keep in mind that you one day you will have the strength to help this person.
Yes.
So be aware with that. Work with your energies. Study about relations. Study about the this exchanging of energies, and one day you will feel safe to try to help her,
Yes.
because when someone do this and asks so much for help and starts to tell a lot of negative stuff, this person is desperate to to ask for help. This person is in pain.
Mhm.
Another strategy you could apply is to have a sincere conversation. And look, I'm not a psychologist, and you have to make some therapy to deal with this situation. And when the life of someone is a mess, uh, sometimes the best is to do a therapy.
I've
A
tried this
therapist,
as well.
yeah, a
I've tried.
therapist can help a lot in this kind of situation, right?
I've tried. I said to her, not saying that I'm not a therapist in this way, but I was very soft and said, my friend, you need to go to a therapy. And she, yeah, but I go every week. I go every week. And I would say, try another one to help you better. And try. I had said indirectly, not say, oh, I'm
Uh,
not your therapist, but I said that she needed, but it didn't work.
and sometimes the person just wants your attention and just want to victimize herself.
Yes, this is the point.
So that's why I said this is a very complex situation because there are a lot of variables involved in this
Yes, this is
kind
the
of
point.
situation. And but I think you did well to avoid this friendship. When this starts to harm you and make you sick, you have to do a step back
Yes, I always do
for
that when
sure.
I feel myself sick. If someone is too anxious or something like that, I
And
try.
when you avoided this friend, you started to feel better.
Yes, much better. And I have another example exactly like she, that was always complaining of the life, making himself a victim. And I was every time very bad with him. I was also very sick together with him. And then I needed to avoid, and everything started to go on the flow and to flow better.
Yeah, this is very impressive how life changes when we avoid a toxic person. It's very impressive. Uh, that's why I think everybody here in this class will have some example of this kind because everyone has a toxic person, and sometimes when we avoid this person, our life start to have a completely different energy and flow, right?
Thank you.
So I put a quote here: one live um, oh, this is a huge quote I got from an article that I wrote. When living with someone who thinks alike, this is the question in the beginning of the course when Jairo asked me, "Oh, but this is so negative. Why are you bringing some negative examples?" That's why, Jairo, I brought a quote here that explains that. When living with someone who thinks alike, we feel encouraged to express ourselves in an authentic way. The complicity that permeates a friendship endorses and encourages opinions, beliefs, and behaviors. But make no mistake, this mechanism can happen in a healthy or in a toxic way. Because when we are completely connected with someone, and someone is like this, any example, someone is completely negative and always complaining about life and always bringing uh, problems and pessimism, and we are very connected to this person, uh, naturally I will become more pessimist, I will become more negative, I will become mm, my energies are going to be more blocked. So this is very important. A friend impacts us in a healthy way or in a toxic way. The avoidable friendships impact us in a negative way. Okay, I think there is a comment.
Yeah, that is. Uh, Claudio says, it's no use for you to feel bad on the other side. No, I'm sorry. Let me read again. It's no use for you to feel bad on the other side if there is something, a bad habit, a nosograph behavior, it's better to lose than friendship and strengthen the distance assistance.
Yeah, perfect. This is a perfect idea, because when this kind of situation starts to be harmful, and I cannot do nothing anymore for this person, because I just tried everything that I could. I just tried to tell everything that I know, and this is not evolving. This relation are not evolving, and this person is not becoming more strength, more clarified. The best thing is to do a step back, and you can help this person in a penta. You can help this person by donating your energies, and get strength and get more knowledge about your energies, to reconnect in a few years, in a few months, and then I come to a better relationship. Okay, let's go on. I put some features here about the avoidable friendship. Accomplishment, anti-cosmoetics, self-corruption, self-mimesis, competitiveness, dependency, stagnation, manipulation, permissiveness, harassment. There are some topics here, some features here to pay attention, because what Annie brought to us is the person who is complaining all the time and intoxicating my energies. But this is not the only example that we had to have to avoid a friendship. There are a lot of possible examples, and I put here 10 kinds of example, and I'm sure you guys had at least one of these examples in your life. So accomplishment, for example, I know my friend is committing criminal acts, for example. He's a criminal. Uh, I have an option. I have a decision to make. Will I be accomplished of these acts? Will I agree with this criminal acts? If I don't agree, I had to make a decision. I can come to my friend and say to him, look, I don't agree. I cannot accomplish these acts, and I will just be at your side if you live this life, if you live these acts. While you are committing this kind of acts, I will be apart. I will be far from you. When you stop this kind of acts and this kind of behaviors, you come to talk to me, and then we can start a new relation. Do you see? I will not accomplish acts or behaviors that are impossible for me to agree. Anti-cosmoethical acts or behaviors. When I realize I'm being self-corruption, I am living my values, I'm living what I believe, to adapt to other person. So when I realize this is happening, this is the perfect time to go far, to avoid this friendship. Someone else want to comment any of these topics?
I'd like to know about when you say that when we get stronger or we go after these friends and maybe help, do you think it's something that we should do by ourselves, or the energy maybe goes different and they come to us? And I don't know what is this point, or maybe it's just a friendship that ended and just we had this friendship far and just send them the best energy. So
is it Yuki,
yes.
the right pronunciation? Yuki. Okay.
Yes.
It's not always the same way. There are a lot of ways that that could happen. For example, in this kind of situation I just brought by accomplishment with criminal acts, I'm bringing a very extreme example. But when I come to this person and say to him, look, I don't agree with that. We just can't keep this relation when you live this life, when you live this behavior, when you live these acts. Okay? Okay. One day, 1 year later, 5 years later, probably this person will come to you because this person knows you are the right person to talk. Or other example, this person can take 5 years to come to you, not because she left his life, not because he evolved, but probably this person will come to you asking for help. Look, I realize that it's not okay. I want to stop this. Please help me. So the person come to you open to renew this behavior. You see, there is a lot of situations that happens this way. For example, a person is addicted in some type of drug. You come to this person and look, I cannot be accomplished with this behavior. I'm leaving. The person will be, no, please don't leave me. But you are, how can I say that? You're strong in this position. I do not, I cannot maintain this relation with you having this behavior. When this person realizes that is not okay, and he start to think about his renew or to change this behavior, the first person this person will look for is you. Look, I want to leave the drugs, and I know you are the right person to help me. So this kind of position, look, I am leaving. Don't talk to me because I don't agree with you. This have a huge impact in this person's life. It's like we saying here in conscienciology, it's impact therapy. The person, it's not waiting for a strong position like this, and it will be here in her mind. One day when he needs help and when she needs help, he or she will come to you because she knows you want the best for her. You know, you want the best for her, but you don't agree with this behavior. When this person needs you, this person will come to you asking for help. Not necessarily just drop the drugs. Sometimes you you are just the person who will help. So let's do some therapy. I will help you with that. I know some institution that can help you, but this is the best time to make assistance to this person. And it's very important because an avoidable friendship, as I said, is a friendship that is a friend that you like. You like this person, but you can maintain this friendship because you have to forget your values. You have to forget your beliefs to maintain this relation, and you cannot do this. And an avoidable friendship, when this person asks for help and you help this person to change her life, it will probably turn into evolutionary friend. So this is very, very important here in our course. Avoidable friendship is now our avoidable friendship in 2002, but 5 years later, it could turn to evolutionary friendship because when this friend most needs you, you will be there to help, and you will be there to change her life. And when you change her life, this person will be extremely grateful for you, and it will turn to evolutionary friend.
Thank you.
Okay. I brought here another example that is the extra-physical harassers. Everyone knows what extra-physical harassers are? Okay. The extra-physical harasser is the one whose objective is to influence or dominate other consciousness. So an extra-physical harasser influences an intraphysical consciousness to do what they want, to dominate this consciousness. And harassers are usually friends from the past, trying to charge something or ask for help. So we have this childish vision that the harassers, the extra-physical harassers, are our enemies. But are completely wrong. Because if we have a connection with this harasser, he is probably avoidable friendship. We have affection, we have affinities, and every harasser come to us because we are open to that. And we have some affinities from the past. Probably we just had a life together with this consciousness. And this is very important because we don't have to see our extra-physical harassers as our enemies. We have to understand that we only keep this connection because we have affinity with this extra-physical harasser. Is it clear for you guys? We have this connection, and if we want to stop this connection with our extra-physical harasser, we have to do self-research. We have to understand why this disconnection is still happening. Why this friendship from the past is still influences me. Because I am giving something to them. I am giving some connection, and I am having some behaviors that connect me with this harasser. The connection with the harasser is through affinity of those scenes. We create this connection. So what I am proposing here is to change a little bit our way to see these harassers, you know, because when we see our extra-physical harasser as our enemies, we just start to block this, but we are not evolving our behaviors. So the connections are maintained. We only can stop this connection. We can only stop this when we evolve, when we change our behaviors. And when we change our behaviors, there are two possibilities here. Or one, the connection will stop and this harasser simply don't influence anymore. Or the second possibility is I will help this harasser. So sometimes, as I put here, sometimes the harasser are asking for help because the harasser, many times the harasser are in pain too. So we can help this harasser to think in another way or to go to another dimension, to start to program his next life. Regina?
Yeah, Regina, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment that I agree with you, and I think it's the same with our interphysical relationships, right?
Yeah.
Related to the self-research. If we have avoidable friendships in the interphysical, I think it's also a question of self-research. Why do we have this, or why do we attract those people, right?
Perfect, perfect. One of the main subjects here of this course, we will go in a few minutes, is about self-research. We will know about our friendships, about our relations, if we do self-research, if we know about us deeper. Because if I maintain a relation with a avoidable friend, with a physical harasser, why is that? Why I keep this relation? What kind of those things, what kind of behaviors I maintain to keep this relation? And we just realized that by doing self-research. Some questions here. What is the limit to invest in a friendship? We just talked about this. The limit is how can I identify if it has become unavoidable friendship. So I start, the first thing here is to do self-research and to study about our relations. Study, write down about our relations and start to see what is happening in each relation. This relation is good or bad, is healthy or toxic. You start to do like a mind map of your relations. And I start to analyze these relations and see these relations, it has some toxic things here in this relation, but is it evolving? This friend and I, despite of the bad things and the toxic things, we are evolving, we are getting better. Okay, I will maintain this relation because we have space here to evolve. We have space here to get better. But sometimes in this relation, there is a turning point that doesn't have the toxic things are bigger than the healthy ones. And this is becoming harmful. So this is a very delicate moment. We had to do a lot of self-research, but there is a time that we can, if we do self-research, we can realize the moment, the perfect moment to avoid and to step back. Okay? Some other questions here. Is there a accomplice or negative or criminal acts? Am I giving up my personal values? We talked about that. Is there any toxic dependency, financial, emotional, or social dependency? Is this relationship the best for everyone? Because sometimes I'm being harmful. The person are getting a little better, but it's being strongly harmful for me, and I'm getting sick, as the example of Annie. If I'm getting sick, I have to rethink about this relation. Will that conscience grow more or less by living with me? So this is a few questions. I will send this archive for you guys later, okay? You will have access to this archive. But there are some questions for you guys to think about your friends. This is we talked about this technique as well, but it will be important to bring this again. This is a technique that Valdo Vieira proposed that is called unifying separation technique. This is a little, it seems like a controversial idea, but no, it's a very important idea. It is the dissolution of the bond between consciousness, allowing to analyze expansion of the cosmovision and maturation, predisposing subsequently the union based on a renewed, transformed, and healthier bond. So this is what we talk about. I do this dissolution of this bond. I go far of this friend to analyze this relation, to analyze my behaviors, to expand my cosmovision, and to invest in my maturation. And then we make the reunion based on a renewed, transformed, and healthier bond. So there is actually a technique for this that Valdo Vieira proposed, and there is an article about this. I don't know if we have this in English, but we have in Portuguese. I don't know if you guys can translate, but it's very interesting to see how Valdo Vieira talked about this. A technique to separate from your friend, but it seems a little controversial, but when you separate, you are getting more unified with this friend. Why? Because the separation is more cosmoetic in the situation. The separation is the best for everyone. The separation, it will bring good things. So is the unifying separation. I get separated, but this is a unifying technique. Some precautions to this technique. Stay aware of the moment the person enters the deuter. So the relation is doing well. There will be a turning point. When starts this turning point is the moment to apply this technique. Standing next to people with harassment only we are able to provide assistance. If we are not able with, if we don't have enough strength, it will happen like Annie. I don't have enough strength to deal with that. So I will step back. Do not promote the technique due to selfishness, intentions, or laziness to provide assistance. So I told about that. I told about that as well. So we have to see if this unifying separation technique is applied with cosmoethics, or I am simply doing this by myself, by selfishness. Okay. Here's a quote of Cicero. Friendship was given by nature to be an assistant to virtue, not a companion in vice. So 2000 years ago, Cicero was telling us that some friendships are avoidable. Okay. Guys, I will give 10 minutes break now, okay, before we enter the evolutionary friends. So in 10 minutes, we will be back, okay?
Hello, welcome back. Leo, are you here? Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Hello, hello. Everyone's back.
Yeah, I think so.
I will give 1 minute more. I think there are someone.
Leo, Regina is asking, please, could you inform where to find the technique Valdo suggested?
Yeah, I answered her directly.
Okay.
This is important because I will send the everything here, the slides, this presentation, the video, this material. So after the course, I will send everything for you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, you were not listening to me.
No,
Oh, okay.
you were muted.
So guys, you realize that the name of the course is Evolutionary Friendships, and we are just starting to talk about evolutionary friends now because we have a huge background, a lot of things we had to talk before. So let's talk about evolutionary friendships. Next, please. This is a definition I put in an article. So evolutionary friendship is the healthy, constructive, and cosmoethical bond between empathetic and similar consciousness, able to share beneficial interests, experiences, and desire mutual well-being, with interconnection favorable to evolution. So this is the definition I put in an article. I can send for you guys later too. Okay, next. I put here some features. I put as well in the avoidable friendships, and now about the evolutionary friendships. So we have here 18 features. Okay, affectivity, support, authenticity, benevolence, sharing, empathy, evolutionary intelligence, healthy intentionality, mental health, interconfidence, interdependence, loyalty, assistance predisposition, respect, sincerity, synergy, gratitude, and happiness. Those are some features that a, evolutionary friendship doesn't have obligatorily all these features, okay? But those are some ideas to start thinking about the evolutionary friendships, okay? Next. This is a quote I put to in the same article. Evolutionary friendship enhances the best of every consciousness, the self-esteem, the disposition to help others, and self-responsibility. Prioritize evolutionary friends. Uh, so this is a quote. I don't know if you guys will be able to see in English because the article is in Portuguese. But another important thing is that if you guys want to send me an email or talk to me by WhatsApp or whatever, we can discuss all these subjects. Okay?
Leo, I think Annie would like to talk.
Yes, I'd
Okay.
like to know a little bit more about the evolutionary intelligence, please.
Evolutionary intelligence. Okay. If can you go back in this one, Gabriel? Okay, so this is I put here 18 features about evolutionary friendships. If you want to go deeper in any one of these features, you can say, okay. Evolutionary intelligence. What is it? There are a lot of types of intelligence. There is memory is one kind of intelligence. What do I do with my body? By sports, by dancing, is another kind of intelligence. And one kind of intelligence we talk a lot here in conscientiology is the evolutionary intelligence. What is that? Is a kind of intelligence that I can see the world. I can see uh, people. I can see what is happening around me, looking by the eyes of the evolution, the consciousness evolution. When I am with an evolutionary friend, when we have healthy conversations, when we talk about all these subjects, this influences me to think or to see the world through this lens. So an evolutionary friend um, influenced me to think about the evolution of consciousness. So this is a predisposition to have a cosmovision about that.
And for example, if a friend has anti-cosmoetical habits, for example, he use drugs, the case of my best friend, but he has a broad evolutionary intelligence. In other terms, he does this bad habit, but in terms of evolution, he always tries to motivate me to grow as a consciousness. What's your opinion about that, please?
Okay, your friend has a bad habit.
Yes, but it
Okay.
doesn't disturb me.
This bad habit,
avoid.
this bad habit influences you.
No.
This bad habit make you sick.
No.
This bad habit influences you in a negative way.
No, I just ignore.
So your friend can do whatever he wants.
Okay.
An avoidable friendship is not because I brought an example of a criminal act, for example. I cannot agree with
Yes,
criminal
this,
act.
I
Oh,
don't.
he's your friend killed someone. Oh, I cannot agree with that. But if he is doing something that harms himself and anyone else, or it's different if he has if he's addicted and he is stealing money from his parents to buy drugs. Oh, this is different. I don't know
Yes.
what's the specifically case,
No, he's very
but
intelligent, works and don't harm any other person. He tries to help
so
everybody.
so this is my opinion. If you can, with time, sharing some knowledge with him, if you can, with time, clarify him about the impacts of using drugs and that is not an ideal thing for him, okay, it's your role as a friend is to help him when he's open to that. But if this habit doesn't impact you
No.
in a negative way, I don't see why you have to avoid him because he is harming just himself.
Yes, and he knows the bad impacts, and he always say joking that he is going to keep this in this life, and he will only change in other lives.
Yeah, you know, it's a huge self-corruption. You know
Yeah.
that, but
He too, he knows too.
yeah, he knows, and he makes jokes about that. So it's a very common thing. So okay, if he wants to keep this habit, is he will have to deal with this the consequences by himself. You can support him in the good stuff, in the healthy stuff that you keep in this relation. You can show him the negative impacts of that, so one day he can uh, leave this behavior. But if he wants to continue this, it's his choice.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. One more. Okay. So in evolutionary friendships, we basically have three types of friendships. So we have three types: the common friendships, the avoidable friendships, and the evolutionary friendships. But to be didactical here, I divided the evolutionary friendships in three types: the intermissivist friendship, very rare friendship, and para friendship. So we're going to talk about each one of these types of friendships. Anytime you want, just raise your hand, okay? The intermissivist friendship, this is a definition by an article of one professor here of conscienciology, Annie Catherine, and he told us that the intermissivist friendship is established during the intermissive course, acting as a resource that enhances the union of an evolutionary group in the execution of individual and group existential programming. So when he brought us this concept, he told us about experience of her projection experience that she had a recognition of her intermissive course, and she was with a lot of friends in a circle with a lot of friends, and they were leaving the intermissive course to reborn. So she started this research. She started this article because of this experience. They were in a circle, and they are talking about their intensive course, and they were talking about the difficulties and adversities they would have in their lives, and they didn't know if everybody in this circle will be accomplishment. They will had accomplishment in their life programming, existential programming, and this was a very nice experience she brought us, because there is a lot of people that experienced that too. And I am one of this person, because when we have retrocognition of the intermissive course, this is what we feel. We feel like we will have a lot of difficulties in our lives, and we really want to search for these intermissivist friendships to in our lives, because it is a very strong, a powerful friendship. Because when I am connected with an intermissive friend, I am connected with my intermissive course. When I'm connected with this friend remembers me about my programming. This friend remembers me what I have to do in this life. So this is a very important. Just a moment. Guys, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Please answer this, because my phones just are without battery.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. And in a few minutes, I can put this phone back. Okay, so you can, the next slide, please. Oh no, you can come back, please. With this concept of intermissivist friendship, anyone want to comment or a question? Nope. So let's just keep going. We have this other concept, very rare friendship. I don't know if it's the best translation for this friendship, but for this course, I think it's well, okay? So the definition is from Professor Valdo Vieira, and is highly elevated and unique relationship in which the attraction through the mental soma goes beyond the attraction for common affection, transcending connections through family ties or sexual attraction. So when you start to think about the strongest relationships you have in this life, the strongest friendships you have in this life, we come to this kind of friendship, the very rare friendship. Next, please. We usually say that to search for this very rare friendship, you have to think about the 5 people who helped you the most in this lifetime. The 5 people that helped you without asking anything back. That kind of people that are just helping you because he wants to. This person helps you because this person likes you and wants the best for you. So this is the main question here in very rare friendships. Are those people who most influence my life in a positive way, in a healthy way? Okay, if you want to comment, please raise your hand, okay?
Leonardo,
Yep.
these 5 people include the relatives or not?
Can include the relatives. This is an important question, Jairo, because when we say about, this is a question we didn't talk until now in this course, but this is a very important question, because when we say friend, what comes to your mind is not a relative. right? It's not a parent, it's not a cousin, it's not a brother. As the friends are just those are not my family. This is the first thing comes to your mind, right? But friendship are not restricted to family. I used to say friends are bigger than family because I have, for example, my father. My father can be my friend or my father can not be my friend. The same thing to my mother, to my brothers, to my cousins. So friendship is like a sentiment. Friend is not restricted to a bond or a kind of relation. Friendship is bigger than that. Friend is a sentiment. Friend is someone I see, someone I talk to, someone I like, someone I feel comfortable to be myself, someone I can trust. So it could be a relative, a parent, or not. So these 5 people who helped you the most in this life can be your parent or not. We have a lot of examples that parents who didn't help a lot. There are a lot of parents that are not friends. So another idea here is when I have, for example, my father, okay? This life, I have one father and I share my blood with my parent. I share my blood with my dad, okay? In the next life, I will share this blood with my father. What do you think, Jair? In the next life, my father will still be my father?
I don't know if he will be your father, but I think you will be very close. I don't know.
Yeah, this is the idea. This is the idea. Think with me, okay? Think with me. My dad will probably won't be my dad in the next life. Can be my dad. My actual dad can be my next dad in my next life or not, but the chances it will probably won't be my dad, okay? But what in this relation I will keep? What makes, for example, I have this relation with my father in this life. Next life, he won't be my father. He will be a professional colleague. But there will be a different connection with this friend, this colleague, and the other colleagues in my profession. Do you agree with that? What makes this connection stronger with me and my former father? What makes this connection stronger? And I can tell you, our friendship. So in my next life, my father won't be my father anymore because my father is the one who shares blood with me. In the next life, my actual father can be just a friend. But what keeps that bond, what keeps that connection is friendship, is what I lived with this person, is what the good things that connect me with this person or not. On the contrary, the bond can be a bad relation, bad things that happen in this relation. But I used to say friendship is bigger than family because the bond, the good bonds, the good things will keep for the other lives. 500 years later, 1,000 years later, is the sentiment of friendship we created. Okay? And we have another concept here proposed by Valdo Vieira too, is para-friendship. So para-friendship is the advanced and high interaction between intraphysical and extraphysical helper with a high degree of synergism in order to provide assistance to others at a high level. So what is my, Leonardo, my para-friendship? My para-friendship is my extra-physical helper. Okay, next one. Do you guys have an example of that? An example of para-friendship? Could you guys give me an example of that?
Pamela, go ahead.
Hello, more on time. I think in difficult times in my life, I got help from extra physical friends. Sometimes they are coming in dreams and giving me some kind of advice or very clear message. And I'm always asking myself about if it's true or no, but with the time it makes sense. And I feel like that if you, some people are looking for me and coming when I need their presence. And it's made a real difference.
This is a perfect example because when we have this kind of intuitions, right? This kind of it's kind of natural ideas that come to us. It helps a lot. And another example I wanted to bring for you guys is the relationship between penta, practitioner, and extra-physical helper. This is a very good example of a para-friendship, because when I do the penta, I don't know if everyone know what penta is. In Portuguese, we say tenepes. Is a technique that we donate our energies for people, for consciousness who needs this kind of good energies, and we donate these energies. And when we do penta, when we practitioner a penta, we usually have a technical extra-physical helper. And this is a very good example of a para-friendship, because we have a synergy, because I have this strong energy by being an intraphysical conscious, but I don't have the cosmovision of who needs this energy. And my para-friendship, or my astrophysical helper, he don't have this strong energy that I have, but he has a huge cosmovision about who needs this energy. So this is a very nice example. One next here, okay. About these types of evolutionary friendships, do you guys want to say something, to comment something? Okay, so let's go on and to the third topic of this course, to the qualification of friendships. Okay. To start, I have this quote of Swedenborg that says, different mindsets do not stay associated for long. So the first question here to start our self-research about our friendships is, why do I keep this bond? The good ones, the bad ones, the healthier ones, the toxic ones, everything goes starting with this question. Why do I keep this bond? Every friendship has interests. Every friendship has, I have some interest to keep this relation. I have some interest to be close to this person. But we can have healthy interests, or I can have selfish interests. So why do we not come back? Why do I keep this bond? So this is the main question to start the self-research, because if Swedenborg told us different mindsets do not stay associated for long, it means that if I keep a bond, if I keep a relation with someone, that's why I have the same mindset. I have the same ideas. I have the same affinities. I have the same tastes. Something are keeping this bond with this person. And a very interesting thing you can do to start this self-research on your friendships is to put on a paper, to write down about your friendships, and put like 5, 10, 20 friends, put the name, and put the principal features, the main things that connect you to this person. And this series surprisingly brings us some information about us, not about our friends, about us. Because if you write down everything that connects you with those people, you start to do a very interesting self-research. Next, okay. Some things here to the self-research is to keep our friendships as a therapy, when you write down. So I will enter in a more psychological idea here. We have our friends. We have long-term friends that we keep since our childhood. We have new friends, our common friends. But usually, the most common is to just live. Just live. We don't think about it. You just live with these friends. You just, I don't know. You just go to a restaurant with your friend and talk about everything, but you don't really think deep about this relation. And so every friendship we have a lot of things surrounding this relation, a deep background in this friendship. But this is a little bit confusing. It's a little bit confusing for us because the ideas are here. We are just living. When you write down, you have to organize your ideas to put this on paper. And this is a very clarifying experience, because when you write down, you organize these ideas, put this on paper, and sometimes when you see what you wrote, it comes with a lot of clarity. Oh, now I understand why I keep this friendship. The writing is a very strong therapy. So another kind of therapy for friendships is because there are some things in our lives. I'm sure every one of you experienced that too. But there are some things in our life that we don't want to show to everyone. And we only feel safe and we only feel confident to share with a close friend. So this is a very, very strong way of do therapy. Sometimes we really have to go to a psychologist, to a psychiatrist, but sometimes our friends can be a strong therapist for us. Gabriel, I will put here again my presentation. Okay, just wait 2 minutes. Just a little bit, guys.
Recording in progress.
Just a little bit. Okay, I'm sorry for that. We are having some technical problems here, but it's all okay. And I put here some examples of what you can write about your friends, about your friendships. So dates, important events, how and where you met, nicknames, musical taste, general affinities, sense of humor, everything that show you how this friendship works. We have different sense of humor with different friends. We share different tastes with different friends. And when we start to separate these tastes and separate these affinities, we can do a map to mapate our friendships. And this can help us with our self-research. Our friends show us who we are. There is this famous quote I didn't put here, but tell me who you walks with and I will tell you who you are. This, we don't know who is the author of this quote, but it is true. When we keep some relation, any relation, this relation show us who we are, show us what we think, show us how we behave. And there is a lot of behaviors and thinkings and thoughts that we are not paying attention on that. But when we look to our friendships and write down, it's a strong, a huge to do self-research. Okay, in this topic, anyone wants to comment something?
Leo, Annie wants to talk.
Okay.
And can I use this same strategy for ex-boyfriends, for example, for ex-people that were in a relationship way?
You can use the whatever you want.
Okay, thank you.
Because sorry, I thought you would comment another thing, but every bond we have, every relation we have, tells a lot about us, how we act, how we behave, how we think, how our emotion reacts. The best way to do a self-research is by analyzing how we deal with other people. Because when we deal with other people, when we are alone, just thinking with hours alone, just in our head, you don't have your emotion react. you can block some emotions. You are more intelligent when you are alone. But when we are with other people, some instincts, some emotion reacts appear, and it's a very rich to understand how we behave dealing with these emotions. And when I answer someone, I answer my parent, and I think this is not the ideal behavior. So the next time it happens, I will think and I will behave in other way. So when we start to analyze our relations, it's a rich way to see our behaves and get better. Okay. Um, so I have another topic here that is the friendship and psychism. Psychism, as you all guys know, is my capacity to feel what is not in the intraphysical dimension. So whatever the experience is, I put here the bioenergy domain, the lucid projection, and the retrocognition. So I brought these three topics here for the psychism to talk about a little bit. Um, this is the first one, the bioenergy domain, is again, we can talk about any example, because when I have a friend that just complain, that bring us that uh, negative energy and this stuff, we have a great opportunity to work with our energies. So I know when I meet this person, he will complain. I know when I met this person, uh, I will be contaminated. It will be toxic, and I prepare myself before going to have this conversation with this conscious. I prepare myself to deal with that. I prepare. I do the vibrational state. I can protect my heart chakra. I will do the sympathetic assimilation, but all this stuff I can prepare myself before I go talking to my friend, because I know it will happen. I know I have a strong connection with this friend, and when he started to complain and when he started to exchange the energies with me, I will get sad. I will have a heartache. I will not be. I will be intoxicated. So I prepare myself before going to talk to this friend, because I know it will be better for him and for me. Um, about this lucid projection, many times in my life, I just talked to my friends, and we tried to have extra physical encounter with a lucid projection. So you can use your friends, you can help each other to develop the lucid projection, because when you have a target in a lucid projection, it becomes much more easier to have this experience. So I don't know if you guys are already tried this, but it is a very interesting way to develop the extra physical, the lucid projection. And you choose a friend, an evolutionary friend. Why is it an evolutionary friend? Because you are trying to have experience that can change your mind, that can evolve yourself, and you have a target in common that can help each other. So you can select a friend, you can choose a friend, and start to put this target every night. Every night, 3 a.m., we will try to encounter in Iguaçu Falls. I don't know, or any other place you want, or any other place you like. But this is a very interesting target to share with an evolutionary friend. Okay, and the third one here is the retrocognition, and I wrote an article about that too. A retrocognition from friendships. So we use friendships, we use these relations to have this experience, to have the retrocognition. I put down here some. If you guys want to apply this in a deeper way, you have to read the article. But I put some question here to help you guys to think how the friendships can help you guys to have an heterocognition. Okay, so when we want to have a heterocognition, this is important to to do a brainstorming with retrocognition ideas. So if I use my friends to have this experience, some questions I need to ask myself: how and where did you met? What activities do you do together? What subjects do you talk about? What are the main characteristics of this relationship? What type of friendship do you fit in? Do you like a specific culture or historical context? How do you associate these issues with a possible past life? So for example, I will bring a very practical example here. This guy here in the course, Gabriel, I have a huge affinity with him, and we like a lot the Celtic people, the Celtic society. So I don't have many friends that like this people, the Celtic people. It's a rare situation. So why we have a very huge affinity, and we have this taste in common. I can I can assume that probably we had a life in in a Celtic society. So we start to do these questions about our friendships. There is another friend that when I met him, we had a lot of affection, and we started. I don't know why. I don't know why it happened, but we started to try to speak Spanish, and we are children, and we didn't speak Spanish. I didn't know how to speak Spanish, and he too didn't know how to speak Spanish. But for some reason, we started to try to speak Spanish. So in this situation, we can assume that there is something here. There are a strange situation. This is not common. I didn't have this with any other friend in my life. Why with this friend I tried to speak Spanish? This is a very funny situation. So in every friendship we have, we can search for these characteristics, for these things that makes this relation different from other relations, these unique characteristics in these relations. Okay, and when we write this, one kind of research I did with my friends, for example, I have a big friend, and I go to his date of birth and my date of birth, and I research this on Wikipedia and see what historical events happened in my date of birth, and what historical events happen in his date of birth, what kind of music we like, uh, and we start to create a puzzle. And when we have this, when we assume some characteristics, we start to do this brainstorming. And when we sleep, for example, we start to think, we listen for this music, I have a taste in common with my friend, I start to think about these dates, I will think about these unique characteristics, uh, I will think about these cultures that we like in common, and we have to bring all this for our mind, and it will predispose this phenomenon, the retrocognition. So this is I passed this very quick, but I have this article that you can go deeper in that, because we are almost finishing our course, so we won't have time to go so much deeper on that. Um, I put here the friendship and the existential programming. And one question about this is, does this company, this friendship, bring me closer or further away from my existential programming? In this topic, we can think about the intermissive friends, right? Our intermissive friends remember us about what we have to do in this life. So when I find some intermissive friends, these friends naturally will put me in the right way to do my existential programming in what I came to do here in this life. Another topics here in friendship and existential programming. Our friends help us a lot with adversities and problems of life. I lived several problems in my life in the past few years, and what made me stronger and what made me more strong and have more tools to deal with these problems in my life were my friends. Because when we are dealing with a problem, only our friends stay with in our side. Only our friends support us when we need. Those are who not are deep or big friends go to do other stuff, but our friends stay at our side. Um, in our in our evolutionary friendships, it happens always the interresistance. So I win with this friendship. My friend win with this friendship, but not just this. Other people win with this friendship because I use this friendship, I use this bond to make assistance to other people. And the last one here is interexistential relay. I put this graphic here, and let's assume that this white one is us, is yourself here. And this orange one is your evolutionary friendship, is your evolutionary friend, and he is now in intraphysical, in extraphysical life. So this is a astrophysical helper, and this is you. You are in an intraphysical dimension, and your parafriend is in an astrophysical dimension. And this interexistential relay is a relay. When you die, you go to the astrophysical dimension, and your parafriend goes to the intraphysical dimension. And this is a very, very evolutionary relay. When I am in the intraphysical dimension, my friend is in an astrophysical dimension, helping me in my life, helping me with my problems, with my adversities. And when I'm in astrophysical dimension, I will help my intraphysical friend with her life, and I will be a helper for him. So this is another concept that Valdo Vieira brought us. There's a lot of friends that our past life friends that are now in the astrophysical dimension helping us, and we had to be confident with this idea, because when we need help, they are there to support us and to help us with our life, with our problems, and with our existential problem. Okay, and I brought here some closing arguments. This is something I want to construct with you guys, so you can think about it later. Okay, so when we have some problems with other people, let's bring extreme example. Okay, extreme example. Two person and one kill each other. One person kill each other. A very extreme example. It will create here in this relation a group of karmic interpretation. These two persons will be very, very connected. Valdo Vieira said this connection, when someone kills other people, this connection of interpretation longs for 7 centuries, for 700 years of group karmic interpretation when someone kills another person. So let's see. These two persons will have a strong bond, and this bond is this connection was created by a very extreme and criminal act, by a killing, a murder. But we have a cycle that we call Grupo Karma cycle that longs these 700 centuries, and we probably will live and born close to this person a lot of times. This group of karmic interpretation makes us very, very, very close, born as brothers, born as cousins, born as dad and son. And we will pass these 700 years knowing each other, uh, knowing how to respect each other, knowing how to love each other. So what I want to say to you guys to close this course is the best friends we have today, the most evolutionary friends we had today, probably was a huge group of karmic interprison in our past. Your most deep friendship today probably started like 1,000 years ago, 1,100 years ago, with anti-cosmoethical acts, with criminal acts, and then you keep a long time in your evolution dealing with this person and knowing this person and forced to live with this person, and this conviviality with 1,000 years made you know this person so deep, but so deep, then the cosmoethical acts are being cleaned by the centuries. Do you know this idea? Do you keep this idea? You have 1,000 years living with this person that one day killed you, but you had 1,000 years knowing this person and interacting with this person, and as a friend, as a father, as a daughter, as a brother, as a cousin, and you know this person so deeply, but so deeply that this person turned into an evolutionary friend. So this is just a philosophical idea to think about. The best people are around you. One day, these bound are not were not so good and so healthy. And the most of our best friends today, one day, were our victims, or we were victims of this friend, this actual friend. So this is a idea that leaves us in this fourth topic, the mega fraternity, and we can think about our evolutionary scale, and I don't know how we say serenão. Someone know how to say serenão? Uh,
Serenísimos.
Sereníssimos. When we achieve the Sereníssimos in a evolutionary scale, we have this sentiment for all people in the world, for all people in cosmos. So we construct these relations and these friendships during thousands and thousands and thousands of years to get to achieve the Sereníssimos and have this sentiment of evolutionary friendships for everything and everyone in Earth, for everything and everyone in cosmos. So this is a idea to when we are going to achieve the mega fraternity, when we have the same feeling you have for your best friend, the people you most love in this earth, the person you most love in this life. When you achieve this sentiment to everyone, you love everyone in cosmos. You have just evolutionary friendships in cosmos. Then this is the time you achieve the mega fraternity. Okay, I know it was a little bit less practical and a little bit philosophical, but I like it to end the course with this idea. Okay, so we passed 5 minutes. I don't know if you guys have any other questions to end this course, but I would like to thank you very much for our time here, and I expect that we have another time to go deeper in these ideas of the evolutionary friendships.
And people, could you turn on the camera, your cameras, because we need to take a photo, take a picture.
Oh, so wait a minute. I will leave here the presentation.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's good. Thank you, Leonardo. Thank you, everyone.
Does anyone want to say something just to close here the course?
I will share us one rapid, very quick. I think it was interesting because in the last minutes, my frontal chakra was activity. I felt very strong my frontal chakra, not cardio chakra. This was interesting to me, especially when you were talking about qualification, about friendship qualifications. So this was interesting to me. I was pay attention, so was very interesting. I think is a rational sentiment is connected with rationality.
Perfect.
Sentiment is rational, not necessarily emotional.
Perfect. When we start to talk about the qualification of friendships, the qualification doesn't goes with emotions. It goes by your mental soma. So I have some friends. I have to qualificate this relation. So I have to think about what I have to do to qualificate this relation. And when we talk about qualification, your mental soma starts to. So the frontal chakra is a chakra, or a high chakra with connected to your brain activities, and the frontal chakra is also connected to your cosmovision. So this is one of the most goals of this course, to expand your cosmovision about your relations and your friendships. So that's a nice experience.
So thank you very much, my friend Leonardo, and to everyone. Hugs for everybody.
Thank you.
No, actually, we have something, Rosana.
Thank you.
A course.
Thank you.
That's it.
Leo, could you tell us a number, because we want to make a
Curse.
price.
9.
Yes, with the participants.
9.
So, but it's to 1 to 8, just. Sorry,
1 to 8.
I have to say that.
Okay. I said 9 because I want everyone to participate in the other course. No, so 8.
8. So is Danny. Danny
Okay.
Vital.
Congrats, Danny.
The course. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next year, basics.
The course is basis in English.
Very good, very good. I'll be there.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
You'll be
I'd like
training, Danny.
Sorry?
Will you be training?
Yeah, it's a more one opportunity. Very good. I'm very happy. Thank you.
Okay, guys. I'd like to thank you very much. And if you need something, I'm here. Okay, by email, by WhatsApp, you can contact me anytime you want. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Have a nice weekend.